I'm your host, Janice Matui, and this is A Sit at the Table. A Sit at the Table delves into the intricacies of professional skills and emotional intelligence, offering insights on how you can thrive in the present and ensure long-term relevance. Serving as a gateway to mastering today's evolving professional and business landscape, our focus is to equip audiences with the necessary tools that ensure they thrive in the present, but also secure enduring relevance in the future. So join us, like and subscribe, A Sit at the Table, only on YouTube.
Hello, my name is Linda Kasonde. I am a lawyer and I'm the founder and executive director of Chapter 1 Foundation. I'm also the founder of LCK Chambers in Zambia. I'd like to consider myself an accidental lawyer. So when I was at school, I enjoyed history and English, and my mother always said to my sister and I that as women, it was important for us to have a profession because whatever happens to us, we'll always have that thing to fall back on. So I think subconsciously, I moved to do law at university. And by second year, I believed that was what I was meant to do. I fell in love with it. But I do believe maybe for the young people out there that in line with what Michelle Obama likes to say is, we're all becoming. In my parents' generation, everybody worked for the same employer, probably until the end of their work life. But now, we can reinvent ourselves over and over again if we want to. So I don't restrict myself by my current job title. I am whomever I wish to be. So Zambia and many countries in the world, not just on the continent, but further afield, are patriarchal societies. And that probably has been the biggest obstacle in terms of how I'm perceived as a woman leader, as a woman in a male-dominated profession. That has been my biggest challenge, but because of the way I was raised to believe that I and many other women are the same as men, certainly intellectually, I didn't view it as an obstacle. I just saw it as a challenge that I could overcome because I didn't believe I was less than anybody else. And so I persevered in spite of people who were trying to push me down. And I believe I've become successful because I don't feel restricted by society's labels on me. I am who I am. I'm a woman. I own my power. And I feel comfortable in my own skin. I founded Chapter 1 Foundation to promote and protect constitutionalism, the rule of law, human rights, and social justice. But I believe that anybody is called to serve wherever they are. As Arthur Ashe once said, do what you can with what you have, where you are. And also paraphrasing a quotation from Martin Luther King Jr., greatness is determined by service, and everyone can serve, whether it's helping your neighbor, whether it's supporting someone in church, whether it's supporting a family member go through school. There's so many ways to serve, and each one is unique to the individual. So you don't have to have some lofty title to serve. Anybody can do it. And it's the true measure of a human being is how well they love and serve their fellow humankind. One of the things I've learned as a founder is that it's so much harder than it seems from afar. You certainly at the beginning, are the vision carrier, they're the mission carrier. You are the chief everything officer. And that can take its toll. So it's really important to have a support group that can help you navigate through all those challenges, particularly also that it's lonely at the top, right? And this is true whether you have a huge group of friends, whether you're married, whether you're single, it's the same, because the burden of carrying the vision and manifesting and fulfilling that vision rests with you, firstly and foremost. So it's important to have a group of people who can support what it is you're trying to achieve. And then, do I believe that locally founded organizations can compete at a global level? Absolutely. Certainly, at Chapter 1 Foundation, we strive to maintain the highest standards of integrity, systems of governance. And I don't think it's a mystery. Anybody can do it. And I think so often the default is to, if you like, adopt mediocrity. And there's no reason why any Zambian-led, founded organization can't be of a global standard. And that's why I like people like Sampa the Great so much, because she, for me, represents the highest, truest purpose of somebody, an individual, a Zambian, who is doing things at the highest level. And that, for me, is an excellent example for ordinary Zambians to exemplify. And I think she's amazing and a great ambassador for the country. I think self-awareness and emotional intelligence are extremely important for the new and current leader, because our world is so fast-moving, ever-changing, and not only that, knowledge and information has been democratized. So it's no longer a case of top-down anymore. You're now speaking to people who are equally knowledgeable, who have access to information. So it's not so much about the hard skills, about the knowledge and technical ability anymore. You also have to know how to deal with people, especially now that people are more aware of their rights and their value as individuals. They're not prepared to put up with just anything. So how you handle them is critical. You mentioned that I talk about the mistakes that I've made in my past, and I acknowledge those, but I also give myself grace, because in my own view, I did the best that I could with the circumstances that I had at the time. And sometimes you learn the lessons and then you build on from that point. As Oprah Winfrey likes to say, when you know better, you do better. The advice I'd give to people in the legal profession, and indeed anybody, as they're pursuing their chosen field, is there's no such thing as a wasted experience. Everything that you do in life adds on to whatever achievement or whatever endeavor that you choose to do. And maybe just to add on, a quotation from Nelson Mandela, which says, you never fail, you just win or you learn. And that's something that I try to apply in my life. And I think something that Zambians are particularly afraid of is making mistakes, not wanting to seem foolish amongst people in their community or society at large. And I think that's something that needs to change, because there is no high achievement without risk. You've got to try it. You've got to be ambitious. You've got to push yourself beyond your boundaries. And yes, sometimes you'll stumble, you'll fall, but get up over and over again. This is an area for myself, well, in terms of work-life balance, that I'm struggling with, but I'm trying to recover from. I have experienced burnout in the past. And so I'm trying to navigate, well, what works for me? How can I still be ambitious, driven, and produce results while still taking care of myself. And I think one of the things I know is true is that you are not your title, you are not your job, and you need to find a way of, if you like, decompressing, whether that's through reading, whether that's through watching TV, whether that's through hanging out with your friends, your family, something that takes you away from purely focusing or being sort of tunnel driven in terms of not having a variety of experiences to balance out whatever's happening at work. Because I believe that your life is built on different pillars, whether it's work, it's spiritual life, it's family, it's friends. And if those pillars, some become wobbly or even fall, or certainly it won't happen at the same time, but you've got to have something that will be your foundation. And that, I believe, for me is my faith and my family. Because from those things I can rebuild whatever it is I've achieved in the past. So I think that's the focus that I'm trying to build on now. Please read my book. I have written a book called Women, Resilience and the Will to Lead, which I think is a great book for any aspiring leader or even an existing leader. But I also recommend for women the book Lean In, which greatly inspired my book Women, Resilience and the Will to Lead. I also highly recommend nonfiction works such as The Alchemist, which really tell the audience that everyone has a hero in them, and it's up to us to find that hero in ourselves and manifest the greatness within us. I would also say that Atomic Habits is a good book because it teaches us how to develop our habits. For women also, I like a book called We Should All Be Millionaires, because it talks about women and their relationship to money. So often, whether it's through religion or society, we're told to stay small, not to want to, if you like, be seen to be wealthy or ambitious. And I think it really just encourages women to believe that they deserve to earn, to value themselves and to earn accordingly. So I really like that book as well. And in terms of podcasts, I really enjoy, this is politics now, but it's world events seen through the lens of two individuals, Alistair Campbell and Rory Stewart, and it's called The Rest is Politics, which talks about world affairs all over the world. I really enjoy Diary of a CEO by Stephen Bartlett, and also A Bit of Optimism by Simon Sinek, which is what we all need in the world.